Okay, so back to dating, and you've been married an awfully long time, and you and Kevin met young. Too long. He just took you to the Grammys, lady. You better take that
I'm sitting
back.
here listening to all of you newbies. I know. That's my question.
He's done nothing in the past 4 days that weren't
I know.
any loving.
But yes, so I had met Kevin, but it's it's not too funny. But I did have, I think, before I met him, some, I guess, interesting experiences, and the one that comes to mind. And you're waiting, it's your first date, and your mom is kind of looking out the window, my brother's looking out the window, we're waiting, and this car goes by, and don't think anything about it, and then car goes by again, a little bit slow, more slow, and then I get a phone call, and it's my date saying that, I'm so sorry, he says, I just can't pick you up in this car. I am so embarrassed about this car. And I'm going like, so he didn't tell me what kind of car it was or anything like that. He says, can't pick you up. But we figured it was this car, and it was all right. I mean, it had 4 wheels, it drove. But I mean, but wasn't that weird? I know. It's almost like making you eat by yourself, right? I don't know.
It wasn't a car shaped like food.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
And it wasn't a Fred Flintstone car like me.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, did they ever call yet?
No.
How did you have like a really ornate, beautiful house or something?
No, it was totally normal. But yeah, right. I mean, yeah. So, anyways, it was crazy.
All right, Mitchell.
Well, I mean, in terms of her mentioning the window, actually reminded me of something. But it was like, we're talking like high school years at this point, because like it was really the first girl, because I'd moved to Dauphin in 2001, and then I guess it was kind of the first girl that I really started to like. It wasn't until about grade, I guess for me, grade 11 or so. Anyway, so through high school drama and all this kind of stuff, we hadn't actually like hung out or anything yet. So the first time that we were going to, of course, my friends knew about it and all this kind of stuff. So, we're hanging out at this girl's place, and I see these heads popping up in the window, and I'm just like, what's going on? Get up, my group of my friends are all standing in the front yard. Hey, like ruined everything, ruined. And another time, I was dropping this girl off, and then I see rustling in the bushes. Friends again. So yeah, this is the kind of support I had when I was younger. So, but I will say a good story, I guess, would be actually the first time that Callie and I ever went on what would, I guess, be called a date, or we ever went anywhere together. Was actually a family wedding.
You took
Want to know? No, I went with her.
Oh,
wow, that's bold.
Hey,
That is bold.
I think what worked in our favor was the fact that like her and I had been friends for a few years before that, so that makes it a little bit easier. But even still, you're facing all those questions that night. I mean, it ended up working out okay, and everything was fine. And obviously, I must have did well that night. 'Cause she's still with me.
And a wonderful gal.
Yeah.
Love
So it was that was kind of the first date, I guess, is what we could talk about.
Look at that.
Great food.
I mean,
you talked about food. I mean, wedding food is awesome. So it's good.
All right. I mean, I have lots more stories. I'm sure you do.
I gotta tell you one more.
Okay.
One more, which is that I got a text message from somebody that I was texting back and forth with, because that's what we do it these days now. Start on there. And the question was, what is your feeling on streaking? And I said, it's good. I mean, what are you gonna say to that, right? So
you don't want to seem too conservative.
anyways, so about a half hour goes by, and it's summertime and it's light outside. And about a half hour goes by, and all of a sudden I get this phone call from this person, and he's just like panicked that he might possibly have been seen, because he did run, in fact, to my house completely naked, came and was just about to knock on my door when he sort of saw in my window, didn't realize that my kids were home, and then I actually had my daughter was like, I was like holding her, and he was like, I had to like run and try to find his clothes and run away.
Have you been on a date yet with him?
She has to think about it.
So, like, you hadn't even been out with him, and he's just like, here I
don't know that it wasn't, I don't think it was like a sexual thing where he was like, let's have sex, you know what I mean? I think that he was just being funny, but but I thought that was risky.
That's a word?
Well, that's probably what he was
broad
playing on,
daylight.
though, right?
Yeah,
He's like, you know what, this is
exactly.
going to
Did
come
you ever
across
go
as
out
so
with him after?
confident.
Yes, I did.
You did?
He was hilarious. Some of the funniest times, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, not at all a weird, not at all a creep. Like just
poor judgment.
and like
Just thoroughly
he
poor
also,
And I'm going to
he
disagree
also
with you. That's awesome. judgment.
dares, right? Like he also once ate like an entire brick of butter on a dare just because if people dare.
There's a pun in there, but I don't know what it is. Anyways.
The thing is, Jay, your luge suit, you're 3/4 nude. Not you don't get to hide much in a nude luge suit.
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
not much hidden in that outfit. Oh, I have more, but with language that I probably couldn't say on TV. And yeah, just when you go through a period of being single and you date, and there are some lunatics, truly some lunatics out there, and people set you up, and then afterwards you're like, why would you have ever thought that would be okay? But they lead to fantastic stories later. There's some good stories I could tell, definitely not on camera, that I'll have to share with you later.
You will have to share
I will
them
have to
later.
share with you later, yeah. Quickly before we go, apparently Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor, who is also one of these executive producers, wants to do an all-celebrity version of the show. I heard that on the radio this morning. And I thought, that would be really cool. Who, if you could see any celebrity on that show, quickly, who do you think it would be great on the all-celebrity version of Survivor?
Just to see how long he would last before people got really annoyed of him. And actually, Rudy Gower and I were talking about this guy yesterday, Gilbert Gottfried.
Okay.
To see how long people would go before they were like, hey, we just got to get rid of him.
He's funny.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Cameraman Darren Morash said Gary Busey would be, and just, you see him just get crazier and
Completely
crazier,
disheveled,
and it would just go totally, he'd be bananas by the end of it. That would be good. Cameraman Brahms said Louis C.K. and Jack Black, so just for some comic relief, but Louis C.K. would probably be ousted fairly quickly. I don't think he could survive.
I think any comedian can survive on there now.
Any other, who would you like to see?
There are so many people that like to see on a version of Survivor where it's like the true Survivor, where only one person actually survives. That would be amazing. I could fill that cast in a second. That'd be great. Yeah, but
Get rid of a few.
yeah, exactly. And on just the normal one though, Betty White, I think would be awesome.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Because
Yeah.
who would ever vote her off? She's so adorable. She would
sweet.
win in a second.
She'd kill. She'd really kill everybody too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
For sure.
because I listened
cook
to
'em
her,
up.
oddly, listened to her audiobook on the way out to a road trip out to Alberta this summer, and she's a feisty broad, that one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name right now, but the guy from all of the fitness guy, the little gay short guy with the
Richard Simmons?
Yeah.
He's awesome.
So really, essentially, what we're talking about is casting the most annoying reality show of all time.
I was trying to think of somebody who's like really would take it like pretty seriously, and I think that Richard Simmons would. Like I think he would like to the death.
I'd like to see Ellen, oddly enough. I think Ellen would be
good.
great.
What about Oprah?
Oprah?
I'd like to see Adam Levine. I don't care.
Well, that's true, because mainly he'd have his shirt off for the entire duration of that. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
He'd just get all the votes. So
He's
Fair enough.
so dreamy.
he
For
is.
every time Adam Levine has come up in our newsroom.
Wait, is he the new Headley for you?
Yeah,
Is he the new
he
Headley
is.
for you?
Pretty close.
We're gonna have to do a piece where you apologize to the old Headley.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I just don't love you anymore.
Sorry.
As much. I mean, you can still love
Yeah.
both of them. But
All right. Well, we got to wrap things up here, guys. So glad you're back from your trip, that you came back in one piece, and I'm glad you had such a good time at the Grammys. I'm sorry that you didn't meet any celebrities.
Yeah.